Ladies as well as gentlemen, Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone Arena action. Here we're playing a Hunter run. When I finished this draft, I said I thought the deck sucked, and then I won two, I'd say not super convincing games, but pretty solid games. One of them was a bit hairy, but Explosive Trap kept me in it. So it's kind of funny because I thought my Warlock deck was really good in my last arena, and then I ended up doing terrible. Maybe I should just always bet against myself. Every time I think I have a really good deck, I'm wrong. Alright, what we're going to do here is we'll keep the Gnomish Inventor around, but we'll throw those guys back and hope to get one of our early drops. There aren't a whole lot in this deck. Well, this isn't a super great start. It's one of the weaknesses of this deck. It's got a little bit too much upper end, but we drew an Animal Companion. That's great. So we'll play this, we'll waste the Battle Cry. 2-2 for 2 kind of sucks, but whatever, man, it's fine. And we'll then play an Animal Companion on turn 3. Oh no! That is actually funny because I can't play this now. I do not want to make this a 2-3 that'll just kill this guy without dying. I have to steady shot here. Oh, that sucks. That blows. Giant heaping gobs of donkey balls. Donkey, donkey, donkey balls, balls, balls. Is what that blew giant heaping gobs of. My opponent coined this out on turn 1 without having anything on turn 2, which is fine. But I guess in the end it didn't work out super well because all that effectively accomplished was dealing some extra damage to me. Let's see who our Animal Companion is. It's the Charging Pig. Mages have so much removal, I will just spend my 3-mana spell to get rid of a 2-mana card because I really feel like the odds of that surviving were 0. And yes, I could have dealt 4 damage and hoped my opponent attacked into it, but that's risky business. Okie doke. Well, my opponent's going to play Mirror Image and Mana Worms. It's a very good combo, so this thing's going to grow, and it's also protected. This can actually kill off one of the Mirror Images, and this can actually kill off everything. That's funny. Let me think about that. What are the odds a mage could deal 5 damage? Well, you know what? Let's find out. So basically, I'm getting a little bit of value out of this guy. I'm taking out a Mirror Image and a Mana Worm, so it's 1 card for 2 cards, and this card sucks so bad I'm happy just to get use out of it while I can. The other nice thing about the Doomsayer is it stops your opponent from playing creatures. Because basically any creature she plays will obviously just die. My last opponent actually managed to kill the Doomsayer. This one is going to silence the Doomsayer. Bah! That's so annoying. I hate this card so much. There's just always a way for it to get dealt with. Well, the odd thing is that now I actually can play a Sea Giant. So basically the only reason I wouldn't is fearing a polymorph. This also could get polymorphed, but it's not as big of a deal if it does. Man, am I just psyching myself out? Let's see, if it gets polymorphed, my opponent really only has like, it'll be a 3/3, this will be 5 power against me. If this gets polymorphed, what do I really say? I get to play this next turn? I think my instinct is this. Because I have an immediate impact, I kill off one of these Mirror Images. And now my opponent needs to play cautiously. To get around the threat of my beasts having charge. She does not know that I don't have any more beasts, obviously. Frost Nova? Well, that's a way to hold. Although this is not that relevant. All it's really doing is protecting a Mirror Image at this point. I don't know if it's that great. And swing. Is that all she's got? Just a hero ability? My opponent's beating me down really good with crap stuff because she managed to take care of this Doomsayer. Ice Lance. Oh my god. Who plays with Ice Lance? Well, this would have survived the Ice Lance shenanigans, that's for sure. If I play this, this thing will end up costing 5 mana. Actually, no, because I'm going to kill a Mirror Image with it. Ah, crap. I can't play this, unless I just play it. Or I could play an Azure Drake. This thing is just not great right now because, I mean, all it's doing is running into a Mirror Image. So let's go ahead and just play an Azure Drake, draw a card, see what I get. Explosive Trap will actually be pretty good. And we'll take out this Mirror Image, the Owl, and then most of the Mana Worm. Argent Commander's gonna kill off my Drake. Which is sad because I actually wanted that spell damage to make Explosive Trap deal 3 damage. Oh my god, I'm just getting whittled down by junk is all that's happening here. This game is so annoying. Okay, well, we're gonna play, I think... can I play? I actually need to play this and Explosive Trap. But I could do an Elven Archer. Okay, so we're gonna do Elven Archer. And that. Explosive Trap. Sea Giant. My opponent can pretty much just win. I mean, she's already got 10 damage. Oh god, she's got like 11 damage. What happened in this game? Like, why is it that I am so low on life? I guess this Mana Worm and the Mirror Image stuck, and then my opponent killed everything I had. You know, it was this Owl on the Doomsayer. Fucking... Sorry. Swear word coming up. Fucking Doomsayer. So annoying. You play it, you have to, like, hold your breath. You can't play any other creatures on the same turn. Anyway, it's over. It's just totally over. My opponent swings me down to 1 health with the hero ability, and then... Yeah. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Hang on a minute. This is Explosive Trap. It's going to kill the Argent Commander. So my opponent's playing around the Explosive Trap. Sorry, I just forgot what I did. She's playing around the Explosive Trap, it seems. I don't know about the Mana Worm for the Sea Giant, though, because that Mana Worm was going to survive against Explosive Trap, and then there was the Mirror Image to protect the Mana Worm from the Elven Archer. Plus the hero ability can just kill the Elven Archer. Interesting. So my opponent didn't even want to risk it. She just gave up the win. Well... like, if that had been, like, a snipe or something, like, my opponent was just giving up the win for no reason there. It was Explosive Trap, of course. So, I guess what my opponent did was she figured, you know what? I mean, I've got the win here anyway. I've got so much power on the board. What can my opponent do to catch back up? And the answer is, not a whole hell of a lot. I don't have any beasts, so Kill Command does not quite kill that thing. But at least it kills the Squire. So that's something, I suppose. I could Kill Command this, make it a 4-1... Play Crazed Alchemist, make it a 1-4 to reduce the incoming damage. How's that for a pro play? That's 5 mana, and I can't do anything else. That sucks. We'll play the Brick, and we're going to Kill Command the Squire. So I can get down to 8. Now a Pyroblast would win, so would a couple of Fireballs. Really anything wins right now for my opponent, because getting me down to 8 when you're a mage is really, really good. And I have to spend all my turns killing everything she plays, so... She can just keep playing stuff, and I keep having to deal with it because I don't have any more of a life buffer. Just gonna draw a card, very sensible. Just gonna Arcane Missiles. Not sure what that was for. Maybe just to get it out of her hand. Just gonna go for the kill there. And play a secret. Well, if that's a mirror entity, then I'm really screwed, as is often the case. Let's draw a card. See what it is. Raging Organ. It's a mirror entity. Well, what I really need in my life right now is Taunt, and I don't have it. So we're going to kill that thing. Going to play the Rager, the Frostwolf Warlord. My opponent's got 2, 4, 5 damage. I'm at 2 health, so I'm dead in 2 turns. Yeah, this is over. It's all over. God, that Mana Worm just stuck around way too long. I guess I really needed to draw my Kill Command earlier. Like, if I had a Kill Command, I could have just killed... I guess I could have just killed my opponent's Mana Worm right away and not taken so much damage from it. Well, I'm at 3 health, so I'm dead next turn if anything gets to hit me. I don't have any taunts. Explosive Trap, unfortunately, does not save me. All this stuff is well above 2 health. Well, let's do what we can, because we must. So we're going to play Crazed Alchemist, flip this around. So that way it will die to Explosive Trap number 2. Let's do this. So that will die to Explosive Trap number 2. We have to kill this Elemental. And, guess we'll just play this and that. Interestingly, Blizzard admitted in a post that Nat Pagle is broken. The code, there's a bug, it seems. He only actually gives you a 25% chance of drawing a card, which is significantly worse than 50%. But after they fix that in a patch, I imagine things will be nicer. Uh-oh, that's going to be the game. That means they do not die to Explosive Trap. So well played, sir. Or ma'am. God, that game was ridiculous. What is me with losing to, like, ridiculous nonsense all the time? I feel like I don't ever, like, lose... Well, I do sometimes, but I don't lose hard-fought battles anymore. I just have games where it just feels so obnoxious. Like that Mana Worm there, and the Ironbeak Owl on my Doomsayer. That was where it all went wrong. I mean, I had definitely better cards and everything all the way through. It's just little dinky stuff kept dealing damage to me, and I couldn't quite put enough down on the board to deal with those mirror images. Maybe an earlier explosive trap. Yeah, if I'd had that earlier, I could have played it earlier. That would have cleared out the mirror images when the Mana Worm hit me, and then I could have actually killed the Mana Worm. God darn it! That's so frustrating. So basically, I just had all the cards. I just had them like all a couple of draws too late. So, anyway, that was a frustrating loss, but we might be able to get a few more wins here. Roy Inverse the Priest, so his hero ability counters Mind and can also heal creatures. So, Priests, I think, are a very good matchup against Hunters. We'll ship back our late-game stuff and keep a 2-drop and a 3-drop, which is actually not that common for this deck to have those particular things. Okay, so one question is, do I coin out the Amati Berserker? Probably not. Basically, all it does if I coin him out is let me steady shot, which is totally pointless, or play an explosive trap, but there's no guarantee the explosive trap's actually going to be relevant here. Yeah, I don't see any real reason to coin that guy out. The North Strike Cleric can run into him, then he'll draw cards. Let's not make it super easy. There's the Novice Engineer. Okay, so if I play this guy, the North Star Cleric can run in, heal, and my guy's a 5/2. So there's that. I can also coin out the Animal Companion. If I get the Charging Pig, I can kill the North Star Cleric. If I get the Bear, that's great. If I get the Leok, that kind of sucks. Well, we'll take the risk. Only one of them really sucks, so we'll take the 2/3 chance. Got the Charging Pig. Well, that's good. So we get to kill that before my opponent draws any cards. My opponent still comes out okay, because the Novice Engineer can kill the pig. That's fine, though. We'll take it. My opponent's going to steal my cards. But you know what? This is one of the few times I don't actually mind my opponent playing Thoughtsteal, because I got crap in here, so whatever. You do what you do. We've got some spell damage, which, if this manages to live, could actually make Explosive Trap very, very, very good. Well, I'm glad I drafted that Deadly Shot. That's about one of the only good ways to deal with a turn 4 Yeti. Yetis are very good for precisely the fact that they are outrageously difficult to get rid of. One dropped on turn 4. Fen Creeper, also hard to get rid of. I think I'm actually going to do this. This seems really dumb, but we'll flip the health around. We'll play Elven Archer. And I could play Explosive Trap and see if he'll attack me, like a fool. But the problem is, Priests can heal. Right. Let's not be stupid. Priests can heal, so my opponent could have healed that back up, so I need to kill it right then and there. Since I don't know whether or not Explosive Trap's any good yet, we're just going to use Steady Shot and call it a day. This is a very dinky board here, and I don't actually have that much good backup. I have a lot of expensive cards in this deck, so they're all upcoming. But right now I don't have it. That guy's interesting. My opponent is making things difficult for me. Kill command. Well, yeah, seems good. Let's kill the thing that he's got. I don't want to set an explosive trap. This just seems really dumb. Although I'm gonna set it. Whatever. This guy can't attack unless he gets buffed. So hopefully my opponent's not gonna buff this thing and attack with him. Even if that is what happens, it's the Elven Archer that's gonna get killed. My opponent's actually stolen a total of 4 cards from me now, so he's got something. That was a pretty sad Mad Bomber, that's for sure. Not quite. Alright, well, let's do this, because you always want to draw cards first. There's one of my little tankers. Do that. Pass the turn. So my opponent can heal this. That will save it from the Explosive Trap. But the Explosive Trap will at least trick out the Mad Bomber, and my opponent has to wonder, is it Freezing Trap? Is it... Okay, so he knows it's not Freezing Trap. Is it Snipe? He might not play like a good creature because he's afraid of having it sniped. He's still a Deadly Shot, the motherfucker. It's frustrating. Well, balls. Balls, balls, balls. Balls, balls, balls. Balls, balls, balls. Okay, this will survive Explosive Trap. Snipe. Maybe. Yeah, I'll play my biggest thing. This thing just dies. Yeah, let's play a snipe. Let's make my opponent wonder. Oh, what Papa Boris has going on. Alright, the snipe will take care of that, and then the explosive trap will take care of the little thing. Unless, of course, he attacks my creatures with it. So that's fine, I'll accept that. Frostwolf Warlord, okie dokie. Well, I can silence it, but it's not super good. My opponent voluntarily 2-for-1s himself. Holy crap. That is serious commitment. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, the Houndmaster. I think I gotta play him. And I think I'm gonna Arcane Shot. God, that can't be right. To Arcane Shot that thing? It doesn't make any difference right now. We're just gonna pass the turn. If my opponent has a Shattered Sun Cleric to buff this up and kill one of my guys, then so be it. But I used a Snipe to kill the mechanic. I don't want to use an Arcane Shot to kill that. It's just going down. My opponent's going to trigger off that Explosive Trap, which is just fine by me. Mind Control my 4/3. Well, that's a fair shade of desperate. I guess he's winning on cards. Maybe that was just like a pure card advantage play. He's actually not even going to trade. He figures I'm going to be the one doing it. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and clear this thing off. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do that. So the Fen Creeper holds up reasonably well. This can trade into it. This thing can kill it, hit it, and survive. I got an Arcane Shot to finish it off if my opponent does not heal it up. But yeah, my opponent's way ahead. 5-7 cards versus 4. I'm definitely in trouble. Knife Juggler. Tundra Rhino. God damn it. Does he actually have a beast? If he has more beasts than I do, I'm going to be pissed. I gotta say that. My opponent seems to want to go for the kill, which makes sense. Lightwell. Jesus Christ. And he makes a smart move. My Worgen could have killed 2 of his creatures. Well, Explosive Trap is and isn't good. The problem with it is the Lightwell is healing his stuff. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to Arcane Shot to kill off something of his. I guess if I hit the Lightwell, he can still heal up the Frostwolf Warlord. I need to hit the Lightwell. I think it's just too dangerous if left unattended. Well, I'm in top deck mode and my opponent has gobs of cards. Unless he's just like, you know, retard runs in and lets my Explosive Trap kill all his stuff, he'll be absolutely fine right here. Because Priests can heal, and that's a really good ability. He's going to trade creatures. Knife Juggler will bite the Explosive Trap, but he's smart. He's just letting the trap clear out, and he's got 4 cards to my none. Ah, Molten Giant, look at that. Look at that. Alright, I think that's enough of that game. We're gonna wrap that up. Roy Inverse gets the win against me, so I went 2-0 to start this arena. And then with 2 really dreadfully depressing games, we go down to 2-2. So our arena life is on the line here. We'll see what we can make of it. At least I completed 2 of my 3 daily quests. If this arena run is short, I guess I might as well just play another one after this, because who needs to go to sleep? Sleep is for normal people. Up against a fellow hunter, Chatterer the Hunter. It's a good name for a hunter. We've got the Doomsayer here again. It has not worked once yet, I will say, but we'll keep on trying. This is a fine hand. Got removal, got a good creature, got this thing. We'll see if it can work once. When it works, it is really good. It basically robs your opponent of a whole turn. All I can do is hero ability. But when it doesn't work, it's just a spectacular failure. Because you robbed yourself of a whole turn when you played it and no other creatures. And then your opponent got to stop it and do everything else. You fall so far behind when this thing fails. I don't know what this would be good in. Maybe if you could like silence it and then put Inner Fire on it, you'd have like a 7/7 for... yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and... oh my god, let's just play it. for like the worst way to kill a Starving Buzzard ever. Starving Buzzard still gets to draw cards, still gets to attack, and then a turn later it dies. This is like worse than a corruption. Well, luckily my opponent doesn't seem to have any beasts to draw cards off the Starving Buzzard. This is a bit of a mistake, so this is a player who has not yet gotten better at the game. You don't want to play Starving Buzzard on turn 2 if you've got no beasts on turn 3. You might even not want to play Starving Buzzard at all early in the game, and just wait for it to be good later on, because it's such an important card that holding on to it is worthwhile. A 2/2 for 2 is not great, so you really need to make sure you draw cards off of it or it sucks. Well, does my opponent have a Deadly Shot? That's fine. 3 mana card. He's got a secret. Well, it could be Freezing Trap. I'm not going to play around it, though. I'm just going to attack right into it. Well, it's not Freezing Trap. So, if it's not Freezing Trap or Explosive Trap or Misdirection, I mean, that leaves Snake Trap or Snipe. So, probably Snipe. I could use this guy to flush out the Snipe. Coin Animal Companion, I'm doing pretty good. Alternatively, I could coin Spiteful Smith to flush out the Snipe, and the Spiteful Smith lives. 4/2. I think I'd rather just lose this guy. It is a Snipe, it's not the Epic. And now we're going to coin Animal Companion. And we've got the Leok. Right, that would have died to Snipe, it would have been sad. I like the buff there. And so next turn, we've actually got a couple of 5-drops to choose from, plus one of them draws us a card. The other one's just a brick. So yeah, we're doing fine, I think, here. This is about as good of a start as we could hope for. And it all started with the Doomsayer. Woo! You know what mechanic I wish there was? It would be awfully specific, and it wouldn't come into play very often, but I wish there were an unsilence. Like, vocalize, or something like that, you know, so that, if something of yours got silenced, you could, like, unsilence it and get a benefit out of it. So my opponent played this just to get kill command. Very odd choice, killing the Leok rather than the bear. Yeah, this player does not seem to be very good. This is obviously the more threatening creature, just because it hits harder. Yes, the other one provides a buff, but if you kill the other thing on the board, there's nothing to buff. It's not that great. This is also a pretty junky thing. This is what I'm talking about. I don't like that fact about playing Hunter. That, like... Actually, I don't need cards. We'll just play the bigger creature. That I'm just, like, taking stupid things, like a Young Dragonhawk, which is just a terrible card, just because I need Beast Synergy, so that my kill command will kill stuff. It's awkward. I think one of the issues is that, and actually this is true for all the tribal stuff, Murlocs, Pirates, and Beasts, a lot of the cards are just bad on their own. I think it'd be fine if they were good on their own and there were these like tribal synergies. But the problem, the fact that like all Murlocs except for like the charging one blow chunks, and all Pirates except for the Dread Corsair like blow chunks, and a lot of the Beasts blow chunks is kind of unfortunate. I think in general Hearthstone is very well designed, but that is a weakness. I would say that a feature of a card should never be its tribal association. It should be good on its own no matter what, and then you can also have some tribal stuff just for flavor. But you know, there are some beasts that are good, like Animal Companion's obviously very good. Stranglethorn Tiger is amazing. But then there's a bunch of like junky beasts that just suck. Alright, my opponent's going to have this Animal Companion trade for mine. That's all very well and good. I would say I'm way ahead here because I've got a creature and he doesn't. I could play the No Motion Venture, but that'd be my whole turn. So if I'm going to just not use up all my mana playing creatures, I might as well draw a card, see what I get. Elven Archer. Not a fan of this card. I think this card is playable if you're a mage, rogue, or druid, and you can kind of turn it into 2 damage. But with 1 damage, boy, it's very limited in application. So nothing too shabby here. Gotta give myself credit for drafting this thing, because a lot of people I think wouldn't draft it, since the hero ability is irrelevant, or the ability is irrelevant. But it's just a 4/6, and sometimes it's all you need. Nothing really worth pandaing back. I could do like Elven Archer, Brewmaster, Elven Archer, 6 mana Wombo combo. No need for that just yet. Let's just draw a card first. Sea Giant is not exactly playable just yet, but we'll play an Animal Companion. while we're at it. Oh, we got a taunt. That's actually really good. Stops this tiger from killing off my more valuable card here. And nothing really remarkable about this game. We're just playing creatures and beating down. But it all started with that Doomsayer. 4, 8, 12. I got 14, 16 damage. Butt tons more if we want. So he actually gets to use his Houndmaster. That's something I wish I could do. But he has to attack with it or else the taunt is ignored, so he has to run it into my bear. Which is kind of an awkward conundrum, as far as conundra go. The Leper Gnome really doesn't make any difference to anything whatsoever. Again, he has to attack with this tiger. Oh god, he passed the turn. Well, folks, watch. You're about to see a very important moment in a young hunter's life. This is the moment where he realizes that when something is stealthed, taunt does not activate. I mean, he was going to lose no matter what, but... Because I had, like, the kill command here for 6 damage with spell damage. Actually, no, my beast would have died. Yeah, it would have only been 4 damage. Whatever. I had the win. So, because I run into his tiger, or, wait a minute, no, maybe I didn't have the win. I don't think I had the win. I could have kill commanded his tiger, then I had 10 damage. 12 damage from the hero ability, but I didn't have any more kill commands or anything. Oh, yes, I could have, did I have 9 mana yet? I could have Elven Archer. Anyway, he was going to lose the game, is what I'm trying to say. Elven Archer. I don't think I have what I had. I don't think I had 9 mana yet. I don't think we were yet up to turn 9. Bomber the Warrior. Well, I'm just going to call it right here, folks. If he plays turn 2 Fiery War Axe, I lose. If he doesn't, I win. I'm going to call it. You heard it here first. So this is too expensive. This is too expensive. This, I mean, it's good, but if my stuff is alive, I don't want to put it back into my hand. Well, you know what? It's a win-win. If my stuff's alive, I've got creatures on the board. If my stuff's dead, I get a 5/4 4 mana. All right. I sold myself. Let's do this thing. So, slow start. We are the matchup of 2 classes whose hero abilities don't impact the board and whose hero abilities cancel out each other's. So, a hero ability doesn't really matter that much this game. It's all going to be about the creatures. And that's kind of a problem because my start's very slow here. I just have a Raging Worgen, and I can't even play that thing. Oh, Houndmaster. Ah, jeez. This is very, very slow. So I might not even play Worgen. Given that I have this guy to play, I might just Deadly Shot whatever he puts down. Hopefully it's not like a Razorfen Hunter or some other swarm creature, because if that is, it would be very sad. Coin. Okay, well, Harvest Golem survives Deadly Shot, but Raging Worgen will trade for it. So, we'll go for it. Shattered Sun Cleric would pretty much ruin my life. It would make the Harvest Golem a 3/4, kill my Worgen, live, and still be ready to pop back. That would blow. Fiery War Axe would ruin my life. I will probably lose the game if this is a Fiery War Axe that he has to play. So, there's a number of cards that will just ruin my life right now. He at least used his coin, so no 4 mana drops can be incoming. That's good. He's thinking, which means he either has lots of good things to do or nothing good to do. That's the time when people think the most. Ah, interesting choice. So he's going to kill the Worgen, which is smart, because that stops the Worgen from killing off both parts of the Golem. Can't really hold it against that move. What we're going to do is just play the Brewmaster then. The Golem and the Cruel Taskmaster will trade for it. That's fine. So, 1.5 cards for 1 card. I'm okay with that. If he has powerful, I'm probably going to lose the game, because then the Golem will kill my Brewmaster by itself, and he'd have a 4/4 and a 2/2 on the board. My hand's not good enough to be able to handle those types of shenanigans. Well, he's going to kill my panda, but at least that's his whole turn. So what's going to happen now is that basically we're in the same exact situation. Oh, well, a little bit better. All right, we're going to do this. This has more health than the Azure Drake. So basically, if I played the Azure Drake, we'd be in the same exact situation, where he can either trade both his creatures in for mine, or do something else and win the game. This is making it a little bit harder for him to win the game. It narrows the pool of things that he could have that would enable him to just straight up win, because it has more health. So he needs like an execute now. Dark Iron Dwarf doesn't quite cut the mustard, because they still have to trade both of his creatures in for the Spiteful Smith. The Deadly Shots, by the way, are awful here. It was good, really good, really good in one game where I killed a Yeti, but I lost that game anyway. And this is partly why I was very hesitant to draft it. There are times like this where this is like just like seriously 2 dead cards in my hand. Alright, I don't have any beasts to trigger this kill command. Crazed Alchemist. Kill command. God, I wish I had a beast. Oh, beast would be so good right now. I could just YOLO it up with the Deadly Shot again. I could attack the Yeti, use kill command on it. This would go down to 2 health. Golem would finish it off. Well, I could attack the Yeti, kill command. This is at 4/2. I could play Crazed Alchemist, make it a 2/4, which is all I really need to hold up against these things. That's an option. I could play Azure Drake, then I don't have enough mana to kill command, and it just dies to the Yeti. That seems bad. I could YOLO it up. I could like kill the damaged Golem. No, I could kill the Cruel Taskmaster. YOLO it up. I just play both of these, kill both of his creatures. Alright, we'll do that. We'll do that, that's fine. Alright, that's the wrong one. No problem, I got another one. Alright, so basically I'm down cards because of that Golem. So he's got 6 cards to my 5, but I am about to draw my 6th, and I've got a creature starting out on the board. So basically, if he has an execute, he gets to spend 1 mana and kill my creature, then he's in great shape. But if he doesn't have an execute, or like pretty much execute or bust here. If he has any other kind of removal, it would take most of his turn playing it, like an Arcanite Reaper or Mortal Strike. Execute's the one thing that would really allow him to just get way ahead. Now, where's all my expensive stuff? I got 1 5-mana card, 2. I guess I have seen some of them. A lot of my stuff's at 5. There's not that much that's at 6 or more. He's going to play Flesh-Eating Ghoul, and does he have the Execute? He does not. Well, that is happy days. Arcane Shot up. Yep, that seems pretty good. Always draw cards first, kids. Always draw cards first. Explosive Trap. See, Explosive Trap, I wish it would trigger when your minion was attacked. Triggering when your hero is attacked? Well, okay, I wish it would trigger when either was attacked. The problem now is if I just play it, he's going to attack my creatures. I don't think he's going to attack me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of this nice deal 3 damage feature to kill off the Flesh-Eating Ghoul before it becomes a problem. And we'll kill the Staunter. So Cleave would not quite kill my 2 creatures. It would kill the Smith, but not the Drake. Notice how the extra health on the Smith was really helpful. So this card is like the MVP of the game so far. And my opponent now has 5 cards to my 6. I'm about to draw my 7th, so I'm suddenly ahead. I mean, I do have 2 creatures on the board. Not to say he can't win, but he would have to have very good cards to win right now, because I am just way ahead right at the moment. Really regretting this Houndmaster. I mean, I took it on pick 6, I think, hoping to see good beasts. I didn't ever see good beasts, or at least I didn't see them when they weren't with other cards. Maybe I could have taken a Hyena, but I don't regret not taking a Hyena over whatever I took, because the Hyena would have been really mediocre. There was one time when I had a starving buzzard or some other and an animal companion, or like removal, and I took the removal. I took the Deadly Shot. I guess that probably was good too. Well, that's a bit scary. Luckily I have kill command, so I'm going to be able to kill it. My opponent, I don't know what the heck my opponent's thinking. This is very risky because he really should have killed us while he had the chance. And you never know what's going to happen. My opponent's lucky I don't have any beasts. I think I can deal 4 damage with it. Ah, it's not quite enough. Well, I think now's the time for the Crazed Alchemist. So we'll do this. Kill command that. Now I can either leave my, I can damage my Drake, or I can leave my, or I can kill off my Spiteful Smith. I'm actually going to kill off the Spiteful Smith. The reason for that is I want to preserve the health of my creatures as much as possible against possible incoming cleaves, whirlwinds, and executes. So maybe that we could say that was a bit of a conservative play, but I feel like it was worth it. These are pretty bad cards. My opponent's not likely to attack me anytime soon. He's behind, so he's going to want to be dealing with my creatures, and this, of course, is just a 4/3 for 4, which I will play pretty soon here. I mean, I've got animal companions in here. I've got, I think don't I have all 3 of them? I don't think I've played any of this game. Yeah, I don't think I've played a single animal companion. So I've got all 3 animal companions. I've got my charging rhino. So I've got decent beasts back there. Just haven't seen them yet. We are low on life. My opponent has been hitting me, but part of that was kind of aggressive plays, like attacking me with the Senjin rather than killing off my creature, which would have been a lot better. Ah, for the War Chief indeed. Well, you're going to kill my Drake, or you're going to try to kill off 2 of my creatures? He's going to play it safe himself. He's just going to kill my creature off. He's not going to go in for any extra value there. He's going to, well, I imagine he has a cleave. Oh, Jesus. Well, that was well played. So he spent his whole turn to kill off everything I have. I drew a total piece of crap card. That is great. Well, might as well play it. So once this attacks, it'll pop back into my opponent's hands, whereupon it will be a 4-mana 2/2 that deals a damage to minion. So I hate that he has that in his hand, but at the same time I feel like it's better than leaving my secrets unplayed. My opponent now has the advantage, given how well that last turn was for him. Ah, that is actually fortunate, because what it means is that now when he attacks, it's going to pop back into his hand. I guess both of these, if he attacks my creature, just the freezing trap would trigger. If he attacks me, they would both trigger, which actually would suck. It would be a total waste of the explosive trap at the moment. He's going to attack me. Ah, that's sad. So that just gets wasted. And then the freezing trap triggers. And it goes back into his hand. Well, I guess he can't buff his Defender of Argus. So that's something. He has that Cruel Taskmaster, which costs 4 mana and 1 other mystery card. Ah, Pine-Sized Summoner. Well, that's not super relevant. Kill command. Well, the funny thing is, if I attack the Pine-Sized Summoner, then the Cruel Taskmaster does come back down and finish off my Houndmaster. But, I mean, what else am I going to do? I could kill command this, let the Pine-Sized Summoner attack me. Well, it is 4 extra damage, so I think I have to take risks now. The mana from this Pine-Sized Summoner is not going to be relevant. So the best thing this thing can do is attack into my Houndmaster, and then the Cruel Taskmaster drops down, finishes the Houndmaster off, and we're in top deck mode, and I'm behind. I do have a lot of late game stuff. I still have both of my Sea Giants back here. I've got actually another explosive trap, which would take care of the Cruel Taskmaster, which is nice. I think I've seen all my deadly shots and all my kill commands, but I've got all my animal companions. I mean, I've got so much stuff here. Alright, he's going to do the obvious. That's fine. He's going to armor up. The question is this card playable? It appears not to be. Well, that's good. Boulder Fist Ogre is a good card in these circumstances. Let's knock off his armor and pass the turn. going for the race. Well, I have to take a little bit of a detour. I need to kill off his creatures. My life is low enough. Well, let's see what I get first before I make any commitments. Leok. Yeah, we need to kill the creatures off. The thing is, he's gaining life back, kind of, if I don't use my hero ability. Well, no, never mind. Our hero abilities are both irrelevant right now. They're just 2 mana time sinks. But I do need to kill off his creature, because my health is low enough that I need to take care about the health a little bit. I don't want him enraging that Berserker, or swinging for 5 all of a sudden, or 7, if it's inner rage. It's just a thing I don't want to leave around. Frost Elemental is a good card in this case. He did have a Cruel Taskmaster, so his and Berserker would have been able to do great things. Okay, my opponent has the edge again because the Frost Elemental can actually trade for my Ogre. This is a nice little pick-me-up. I get to kill this guy. So my opponent now either kills off the Rhino with his Frost Elemental and lets my Ogre live, or he kills off my Ogre and lets my Rhino live. Well, I think the right move is to kill off the Rhino. He's got enough health that the Ogre can live and attack for 1 turn, but my opponent, I would say, has the edge because he drew a card before I did, and the board's under control, basically, because this 1/5/5 that he drew is enough to kill off both of my creatures, basically. It's a very tense game. It all really comes down to the top decks at this point. We've drawn an equal number of cards, the 2 of us. My opponent makes the correct decision. Or he's thinking about making the correct decision. Must be a very complex card he's got to be thinking this long. I'm not sure what it could be. He's going to attack me. Wow, that's crazy. Well, before we do anything else, let's see what the animal companion is. It's another Leok. It's not really enough, unfortunately. It has charge, though, which is interesting. What it means is I can actually leave my Ogre around and 2-for-1 these guys into his Frost Elemental. Now, what could he be holding? Let's imagine I were to attack with this Ogre. He'd go down to 13. Well, let's imagine I attack with everything. 10, 12, 14. He goes down to 6 life. What if this is Mortal Strike? 5 down to 7. Mortal Strike still does not score the kill. I feel like this represents my best chance of winning. Basically, he right now needs to deal an extra 7 damage. That's kind of hard for a warrior to do. He'd need to have Mortal Strike, and the card he top decks needs to provide damage. I feel like that is less likely to happen and causing me to lose than if I were to 2-for-1, leave just the Ogre around, and then swing. And have to like swing for like 3 more turns to win. Actually, I think like 4 more turns to win because he's gaining armor. No, he's not getting armor because I'm a hunter. It would have been, let's see, at 6 damage, well, 7 damage down to 13, yeah. It would have been 4 more turns with the Ogre to win. So this is accelerating my clock by like 3 turns. So I think I'm less likely to lose to him having Mortal Strike, first of all, and second of all, drawing a way to deal an extra damage right now, than whatever he might get in 3 extra turns of top decking. My calculations might be a little bit off because I'm trying to think, and talk at the same time, but it's roughly along those lines. So this is the card he was holding on to. It was a Mortal Strike. Man, I called it like a champ. So that is what he was going for. He was going for this plus Mortal Strike is 11 damage, and then top decking a thing that let him deal an extra damage, like say another like another, you know, dude with a Cruel Taskmaster or like an Inner Rage or something. This is interesting. You know what? Given that he had Mortal Strike, perhaps I should have respected it a little bit more, because now I'm actually in trouble. He can deal... Yeah, maybe I should have just killed that thing. I could have just 2-for-1'd, kept the Ogre around, but then he could have killed off my Ogre anyway. No, because he would have been above 12 health. He would have only dealt 4 damage to the ogre. Meh. Then he could, actually no, because then he could have dealt the damage to the ogre, knocked it down to be a 6-1, played the Crazed Alchemist, make it a 1-6. Yeah, given that he had this Crazed Alchemist in the Mortal Strike, I was actually kind of in trouble no matter what. So this thing has gotten to kill way too much stuff. My opponent better have a taunt or something here. That's not taunt, he just loses now. Alright, that's fine. I guess he couldn't really do anything anyway, so that's fine. He's trying to bedazzle me and hope I don't remember to look for the win. I'm not going to show my Sea Giant and be a dick. Let's just win the game and move on. So, wow. Our losses were pretty brutal. I would not say they were hard fought. We lost early in the arena, going down to 2-2. We're up now to 3-2. Oh, 4-2. Okay, we're up to 4-2, I guess. And that was a really, really hard win. It was in top deck mode, so it could have gone pretty much in anyone's way. Now, you know, given how the drafts went and who had what in his deck, you know, you could... In theory, a theoretical computing machine could calculate the probability of each of us winning at the moment the top deck war started, and I probably had an advantage, because I do have a lot of late game cards compared to that warrior, but, you know, an advantage does not mean 100%. I was still probably going to... I still had a very good chance of losing. Bligmu the Hunter. Okay. Well, let's pass this back. Let's pass that back. Keep the Elven Archer, and see what we get. Alright, it's pretty cool. So we can coin out the Worgen on turn 2, perhaps. And then on turn 3, I might be able to play Elven Archer to trigger its Wind Fury, and attack twice. We'll see how it goes. It's risky, of course, because my opponent could play multi-shot and kill the Wind Furied guy and the Archer, or play anything that deals 2 power, but, you know... or has 2 attack power, but, you know, whatever. It's good to go for it. The nice thing about the Worgen is there are some cards my opponent can't play now. He can't play, for example, a Tauren Warrior, basically, or like a Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Anything that only deals 2 power and has 3 toughness, the Worgen just kills it, turns on Wind Fury, and attacks again, and it's just really, really bad. Animal Companion, pretty good answer to the Worgen. He got the Charging Pig, because of course he got the Charging Pig. Why wouldn't he get the Charging Pig? Oh, please attack me. Please, dear God, attack me. Please attack me and let my Worgen live so I can kill your pig with Arcane Shot. Oh my God. Well, this is why, folks, I'm not saying it's a mistake to do what my opponent just did, but you have to acknowledge that it is a risk. Because this can happen. So the question now is, do I turn on the Wind Fury and swing for 8, or do I swing for 5, just normally? So I can deal 3 extra damage, put this guy at risk of Arcane Shot, put them both at risk of Multi-Shot. No, I don't think that's worth 3 extra damage. Let's just pass the turn here and call it a day. So we actually have a decent hand. We can turn on Wind Fury, that might be useful. We can silence something that could be useful. Drawing a card if my opponent does nothing impressive is, well, 2/4 body is not impressive at 4 drops. But it's fine. Okay, so my opponent's just going to spend his entire turn to kill my creature. That's totally fine. And, yeah, here we get to draw a card. I could also make an Animal Companion, but let's get a card. Alright, we are going on a card-drawing extravaganza. So, yeah, I could draw a card next turn, or I could play an Animal Companion and Steady Shot, or Animal Companion and Elven Archer. If he plays a 3 toughness creature, let's say, Elven Archer plus this will finish it off. Aha, look at that. So what we do here then is we play... I could silence this as... let me think. If I silence that, I kill it with my Gnomish Adventure, then the Fairy Dragon does kill my silencer. If I use the Elven Archer thing, the Fairy Dragon kills my Elven Archer. So I guess it's the same thing, but I'm losing a less bad creature. So we'll summon the Beast Companion here, see what we get. Well, this thing does need to die, so not much to think about. Let's just deal damage. And that, kids, is why you should always wait and not play your Elven Archer on turn 1. Papa Boris's story time has just concluded. Alright, well, this is actually a decent situation. My opponent's going to need a little bit of help to kill the bear. This doesn't quite do it. It needs some help. And it will also die after trading with the bear. And then I can play Sea Giant. Is my opponent really going to voluntarily 2-for-1 himself, or does he have an explosive shot to kill everything? That would be sad, because that would make my Sea Giant unplayable and, of course, kill everything. So, that would be sad. It seems not to be an explosive shot, or else, if he has exactly 5 mana, an explosive shot will kill everything I have. There's really no reason to think at all about it. So it must be something else. You might be wondering whether to... I see. Well, what does that really do for him? I see. So the idea, I guess, with that move is that, basically, my opponent now put this creature at 3 toughness, so neither of these two by itself kills it without help, and they do not, in fact, have help. Unless, of course, I Ancient Brewmaster the Archer, drop it back, deal a damage, finish it off. No. We're just going to go ahead and I think we'll play our 8/8. That seems fine. So we'll do this, and... I don't want to... Basically, I could use the bear to kill this and these two to kill that, but I don't want to leave myself that wide open to a deadly shot with this nice 8/8 archer that, or 8/8 creature that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the taunt to kill that, but with these creatures I'm just going to attack by. So that way, if my opponent does have a deadly shot, it's still a 50-50 chance that it will hit this 8/8, as opposed to a 100% chance. Well, I'm ahead on cards and on board, so my opponent does need very good cards here to catch back up. Kill command does 3 damage. Well, that's an encouraging sign. It means he didn't have any good way of killing it. Secret, I don't know what that's going to be. What is that going to be? What could that secret be? Explosive trap? Okay. So now we know what it is. It's an explosive trap. My opponent blatantly left me open to an explosive trap here, so the solution to this is very easy. We're just going to panda back this giant. Alright, then we're going to clear out the explosive trap. And then we're going to steady shot. And pass turn. So I'm way ahead on cards here. We're tied on life. I also have a creature on the board and he doesn't. So it's going to be really difficult for my opponent to win. Now I could have let the Sea Giant die. It's very greedy putting him back into my hand because he's going to be expensive to play back down. But bottom line is, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. This Tiger's very good. I don't have any taunt. There's very little of it in my deck. Tundra Rhino with the Houndmaster would taunt, but alas. Let's just go ahead. I think I could play the Giant back. Is there a way I could play 2 creatures here? There isn't. 4 is a waste. Yeah. Let's just spend all of my mana then and play the Giant. If I'm only going to play one thing, might as well play that thing. And swing for 5. So it is not over yet, because this Tiger is insanely good. It's hitting me for 5 damage. I'm down to 13 health, which is scary against a Hunter. But I do have a combo here. This, plus Kill Command, because this is a beast, would be a total of 5 damage. Plus 2 is 7. So he's actually dead next turn if he doesn't throw taunts in my way. Well, that's a taunt. Alright then. Very well, sir. Well, the nice thing, though, is that when it dies, would kill my panda anyway, so my panda doesn't borrow time. No, I could silence. But I think I win anyway, don't I? I attack this, he goes into 13, 8, yeah, he loses, so this is just over. Let's not get too fancy here with our silences. Let's just play that. Kill command, and boom. Good game! Blig moo, blig moo, blig moo. Well, we got up to 5 wins with a crappy deck, while pooping out at, I won't spoil it, less than 5 wins with what I thought was a really good deck. So go figure. I guess some of these games I just won because I had big creatures and I played them on the board and then I attacked with them until my opponent died. But I guess that just goes to show that, yeah, it's really important to make sure you draft some big creatures in your deck. Here I have a lot. I feel like the slow starts because my mana curve is so high kind of hurt me in a couple of the games. But we made it higher than we did with our Warlocks, so that's that. Who is our next worthy opponent? It is another warrior. Liverwood. Oh, Jesus. Well, we beat one earlier, so that's good. We have a good 2-drop, so that's good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to keep, even though this is like totally ass backwards, I'm just going to keep this beast just so this Houndmaster is not wasted. The other option would have been to mulligan them both. But screw everything, man. I'm just going to hope this warrior doesn't have a Fiery War Axe on turn 2. And then I'm going to wait until turn 5 to play this. And then I'm going to give it +2/+2 and taunt, because goddammit, one of these days, I'm going to play this Houndmaster and it'll buff something. The Houndmaster is such a devastating card. The fact that it's never triggered with, you know, granted I don't have that many beasts. Like, I wasn't taking every beast I could get my hands on, but still. I've got like 2 or 3 animal companions, got this guy. Is that all I have? Maybe I'll take a look at the deck list. Maybe that's just all I have for beasts. Please, God, don't play Fiery War Axe. Just don't play it. I know you have it, but just don't play it. Why play it if you could alternatively not play it? Just play a nice creature. Play like a nice Raging Worgen. Raging Worgen. Look at this. Raging Worgen. We're just owing my guy so hard. God! Sorry, I know I've had some feedback not to scream, but Jesus Christ. Can a man catch it? Why was he even thinking about that so hard? What is there to think about at that time? Let's see here. I could play the best card in the game. Or let's take a look at my other options. Okay. So anyway, next turn we can coin out and play the Spiteful Smith. It'll survive against most things. Yeah, though with the help of the Fiery War Axe, a creature only needs to have 3 power. At least I'll make him pay a creature and the Fiery War Axe to take this out. Or I could play Deadly Shot. Well, this is really not worth Deadly Shotting. I also don't really want to coin out a Tundra Rhino, because that'll just die. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and coin out the Brick. The best card my opponent could have here is an Execute. He'll probably just win the game if that's what he has, because then he can use the Fiery War Axe. The damage doesn't make any difference. Execute for 1 mana, kill it. He still has 4 mana to play a creature down, and GG. The other card he could have that would win him the game would be a, what's it called? Dark Iron Dwarf. Pump this up, Deadly War Axe, trade this in, he's got a 4/4. Anyway, this is actually interesting. He seems, I don't know what else, he's holding a card. He might be thinking about playing Inner Rage on this. Yeah, well, there's good news and bad news to that. The good news is for my opponent that it allows him to keep this Fiery War Axe. The bad news is that I get to kill everything he has. So he's very lucky, by the way, that I don't have Arcane Shot, because if I did, I could kill this thing. So that was a very ballsy move, dealing 7 damage to me like that. I could silence it, but then I don't have enough mana for Deadly Shot, and I do need to kill this. This is not one of those times when I can afford to just not kill it. God damn it. I mean, hang on a minute. If I silence this and kill it... No, I have to do it. God, that just sucks. It really blows that basically my opponent has a War Axe and 5 cards. So you might look, well, Boris, you have 6 cards, but he's up to play, and that's gigantic. Not only is he the first to play onto an empty board, but also he was the first player, and I've used my coin, so he's got extra mana than I do. So he's got a huge advantage here, and I'm probably gonna lose unless I don't even know what. Like he just had to have a stone cold bad turn. I really needed to have an Arcane Shot in my hand right there. That would have saved me. Explosive Trap would have also been really good. This is bad. Arcane Shot comes a little late. You know, I think I need to do this, actually. So the Arcane Shot is powered up from spell damage, so I can kill that Questing Adventure for a mana. And technically right here I'm doing alright. The Wolf Rider will need the Fiery War Axe's help to kill this off. My opponent is being extremely stingy with this Fiery War Axe and not using it, which I can't blame him for. Little does he know that actually I don't really have that much that dies to it. So he's gonna go ahead and be nice and efficient here. He's actually gonna use the Fiery War Axe now. I'm playing Silvermoon Guardian. That's really frustrating. Well, Explosive Trap is actually kind of good right here. So we're going to do this and think. I could play Silence, get rid of this Divine Shield. Problem then is the Wolf Rider would trade in for my guy. And then after Rifleman attacks me, this guy would still live. So that's really not that great. I could also pop the Divine Shield with this guy, go down to 2 health. Then the Dwarven Toward Rifleman would probably kill it. Wolf Rider would attack, the Wolf Rider would die. This thing would still be alive with 1 health. Bah. Well, given that everything sucks, let's just draw a card. I might sneeze. Excuse me. Well, playing this, to flush out Snipe was a smart move because it draws a card, so you don't really care that much if it gets sniped. So my opponent now knows it's not Snipe, which is not irrelevant information. He's going to attack with the Wolf Rider, so actually I got to kill him and the Dwarven Forge Rifleman. And pop the Divine Shield, which is good. This actually does trade against that through 2 attacks, which is kind of nice. So if he attacks that, it wouldn't be that good for him. He'd probably want to... God! Jesus! He's just trying to burn me out now. Well, what I'm going to have to do, I think, is save this until turn 9, if I can live that long. It looks like I will be able to. Whew, that was timely. We're going to do this. We're definitely going to set this. I could have made this thing, but I didn't want to risk taking any more damage. Now that he's swinging at me with his weapon, it really suggests that he's got something up his sleeve. So we could play this thing, attack him, but I really want to make sure this lives. And if I play this, I've kind of signaled I have another explosive trap. It kind of gives away the fact that I have explosive trap. So he just throws minions into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Raging Worgen, and I'm just going to play Shattered Sun Cleric. So what I'm basically doing is I'm just putting as much stuff as I can on the board. If he keeps trying to race me out, his creatures are going to burn. He will pay for that mistake severely. So he can trade, but it's kind of difficult for him to trade profitably. Like, he can use Fiery War Axe on this, he can use a 3-1 against a 3-3, but then this is still around. He can hit this and then use the 2-2 to finish it off and trade this, but then that's still around. So he's got, actually, I think I'm doing it right here. As long as I don't die this turn through some kind of mystery magic, I can play this and then turn him into a taunting 4-7. And in the absence of any silences from my opponent, I should be okay. Man, those explosive traps are really good. I don't know why for such a long time I didn't value them highly, but I think I need to start valuing them higher. I mean, yes, there are times when it's bad, but it really holds the fort very nicely in difficult situations. Plus, there's always the benefit of any secret. Not only do you get the good effect of it, but you get the possibility that your opponent will play around some creatures and as a result play badly. Alright, so he flushed out the Snipe with actually a very premier card. It's going to get a lot of attack after all the trading happens on this turn. Luckily, I should be able to kill it. I mean, at the very worst, I can silence it. And otherwise, I can just kill it with my 4-7, soon to be. They will trade, which will suck a lot, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, my opponent's just going to use the Fiery War Axe straightforwardly. And then he's going to... Looks like he's going to 2-for-1 himself, so he's going to respect Explosive Trap here. Oh no, he's going to use another means of killing my Worgen, it seems. Execute. Okay, well, so let's take a look at what happened. Oh my god, he got it off just in time. God damn it. That is so obnoxious. I can't even handle it. He found a really good way to make a series of turns there, and now I am low on life, but if I can hang in there, I'll be fine. So I can't make a taunt. He'd have to... Well, here's the problem. I need to kill this thing. I just have to kill that thing. So here's the only thing that I can do. I have to play the Tundra Rhino, Houndmaster, give it taunt, kill this thing. Now, if he has a silence or any sort of removal, he will win right now, of course. But if he doesn't have those two particular things, I actually get to keep on playing. I mean, granted, warriors have a lot of, like, stuff like Heroic Strike or another weapon or whatever. So he can just beat me at any time, and it's going to take me a while to get the Siege Giant into play and to beat him down. But there's a chance I'll win. There's a non-zero chance I will win here. The correct play, by the way, if he doesn't have a way to kill this, is to trade, which is what he's going to do, because otherwise he gets to keep... I get to keep a taunt around, and he doesn't want me to keep a taunt when I'm in such a perilous position. Alright, well, I get to hold my breath. This clearly was not a charging creature. I could play this and this. That puts more stuff onto the board, and then it gives me a 1 in 3 chance of getting a taunt, which is really important. I think I'm going to do that. I think it's important to take that chance. I got Leok. Well, that sucks. So what we're going to do here is we're going to silence this guy. And we're going to steady shot. Well, I actually will win next turn if my opponent does not have a way of dealing 2 damage right here, right now. He needs some kind of a charging creature, heroic strike, mortal strike, weapon, really anything will do. He's gone halfway through his deck. I've gone a little bit further. Let's see what he's got. Stampede Kodo. The Leok dies. That is actually so bad. I mean, if this had been anything other than the Leok, I would win right now. Instead, because my beast dies, I don't have kill commands dealing extra damage. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Actually, I was going to win. I was going to have 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 5 would have been 13, and this would have been 15. Instead, I have 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 13, and I'm 1... Oh my god. Leok. The 1 in 3 odds. Well, I think what we have to do here is play a Sea Giant. Use kill command and one of my creatures to kill off the thing that's about to kill me, and then swing. So again, we're threatening to win, but my opponent, because I drew the worst possible card... Actually, you know what? I guess that's not true. I mean, the Leok did make me deal 2 extra damage. Oh my god, he actually concedes. Whew, Jesus. I thought he was about to kill me. Okay, anyway, if it had been some other card, I would have dealt 2 less damage the previous turn, so I wouldn't have had the win immediately, but I would have still had either a taunt in play protecting me, or I would have actually dealt 2 more damage, because the charging vor, it wouldn't have pumped my creatures, so I would have dealt 2 less damage from that, but it would have attacked right then, so I would have gotten 4 damage from that. So yes, I would have actually won a turn earlier if I had not flipped a Leok. So basically, I gave my opponent 1 extra chance to find a way to deal 2 damage to me. We got ridiculously lucky that he didn't, and we're up against a priest, Graphic the Priest here, for fighting for our arena life as Hunter. Well, we got all of our traps here. I don't even know what you're supposed to do in this situation. I guess snipe? I guess I'll keep snipe and explosive trap. So snipe should kill 1 creature coming down this early in the game, and then hopefully the explosive trap can finish things off. Although, you know what? Oh god. I'm up against a priest. Crap. Yeah, I should have mulliganed the explosive trap. It's too early for it. Unless my opponent obliged me by playing a ton of stuff that has only 2 health. Yeah. I should have mulliganed this back. Well, anyway, it looks like my opponent had nothing on turn 1. Let's see if there's anything on turn 2. Mad Bomber. Please don't hit me. Alright, I win the Mad Bomber war. So basically, this was like a 2 mana deal 2 damage. It was like a 2 mana arcane shot. Kind of, sort of. That's fine. I get an Animal Companion just in time. That's really great. That's the best one. That is really, really good against Priest. Not only is it taunt, but as we say so many times, the 4 power means it's shadow word proof. Very, very hard for a Priest to get rid of this thing. It does mean that my Panda doesn't get played next turn, but that's fine, I think. I am alright with that turn of events. Looks like my opponent's just gonna... Oh! Okay, so he clearly has a creature that just dies to the bear, and he's wondering whether to play the creature knowing it'll die or healing himself. Or coin. Coin is also fair. Shogun Yeti would be really great here. Soul Priest. Well, it's a really good card. Definitely. I don't think I want to dick around with this thing. Since I drew the arcane shot, I'm going to use it. Do I want to set an explosive trap here? I just don't know how good it'll be. I'm going to just steady shot. So now a Holy Smite will finish off my bear. So it's like I use the bear and my 1 mana deal 2 damage to kill his thing, and then he can do that thing to kill my thing. Okay. So anyway, my opponent plays the Yeti, which is a pretty good drop. Got a couple of options here, as is so often the case. One option is I can play Animal Companion. If I flip the Leok, the thing that almost lost me the game last time, then this thing will actually trade up with the Yeti. But if I flip the Charging Pig or the Bear, everything dies to the Yeti, and that sucks. So what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to attack my opponent, and then play the Panda to put the Bear back into my hand. So now I'm trying to deal with the Yeti this way. This is, of course, risky because priests have a lot of ways of buffing health. But, I mean, if he has ways to buff health, it was going to suck no matter what. So I figure I might as well give this a shot. Shadow Word Death. This guy has just enough power to die to that, which is great. So I would say I'm officially behind now, which kind of sucks. But on this turn, Deadly Shot. I could YOLO it up here. No. Let's just go ahead and make a new animal companion, I think. Another bear. Man, I can't believe I'm so sad to see the bear. And YOLO time. Let's do the Deadly Shot. Alright. Anyway, that's that. I hate when people say that. You never know if they're being sarcastic or not. So anyway, the bear is normally good, but this Yeti is a frickin' menace. It's just actually winning my opponent the game single-handedly, because I have all this stuff that's 4 health and 4 power, and that just happened. Alright, well, this game is over. It was a fun arena while it lasted, but I really can't deal with this stuff. Okay, we'll go ahead and make a 6-6, I suppose. So the Temple Enforcer can trade for it. My opponent, being a frickin' priest, can heal the Yeti and then kill my Houndmaster. God, the priest healing ability is so infuriating. All of my stuff deals 4 power, and the one thing I had that dealt 5 got Shadow Word Death. Oh, you know, you could just do that. That's even better. Ah, God. Tundra Rhino. Is it even worth it? Kill command could be good. Well, let's do explosive trap. My opponent would have to be an absolute moron to trigger this explosive trap, but who knows? People can slip up, people can be playing late at night and make mistakes, you never know. Alas, my opponent's not a stupid moron. Power shit out, Jesus. Oh, this game was ridiculous. He's actually going to attack with the Yeti. Interesting choice. I'm not sure that was the best choice. I would have attacked the Drake with the Yeti. Play around explosive trap. Ha. Got a Fen Creeper here. He's going to go for the kill. He's playing like a hunter. Well, I think we need to kill the Stormwind Champion. And let's just play a Spiteful Smith, I suppose. The biggest thing I've got. Deal some damage while I can. Holy Nova is extremely unfortunate. My opponent's just he's just gonna win the game, I see. I guess that works. Alright. That's great. Yep. Well, our arena life ends in tragedy, and it ends at the hands of a Chillwind Yeti. Had the Deadly Shot hit the Chillwind Yeti, I might have had a chance, but given that he had a Temple Enforcer, Stormwind Champion, and a Fen Creeper behind it, I was going to be pretty hard-pressed to catch up. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, do please like and or subscribe. I will appreciate that tremendously. And if you want to stick around for Papa Boris's moment of almost glory, but not quite, so god damn it, let's go ahead and take a look at these prizes. We have gold, 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 and gold. Alright, this is about as good as it gets. 100 gold. Okay, it's not as good as it gets. As good as it gets is 140. It's the most I've ever seen for 6 wins, but 100 for 6 wins is pretty solid. So we will take it, and we will like it. Alright, let's take a look at our pack as well. Golden rare, and a real rare. Nice. Okay, let's see what we can do here. We've got actually a bunch of new stuff here. What I want to see is if I want to disenchant it. I don't even have that card at all. Haha, well, I'll keep that. That's great. And let's take a sneak peek at our next arena. Will be Warlock, Shaman, or Mage. I think it's Shaman time. My daily quest is to win some more games with Shaman. This kind of gives away how the Warlock arena went. But, yeah. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and or subscribe, and I will see you next time. Till then.